Hi everyone! In this episode, we'll be talking about our journey from long distance to living together and getting married.
Twice.
Twice. So, yeah, before we start, hi, I'm Olivia. If you don't know me, I make vlogs about our life as international couple. Yeah, so.
And myself, I'm just studying veterinary medicine and I'm in my final year and I'm from India, if you guys don't know. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And I guess I often show up in our videos and that's it.
So, how did it all start, right? So, it started, well, with a story with the sleeping bag that Raj brought in our first meeting when he was only supposed to drop the sleeping bag and go back to his dorm. And yeah, it was not like that, as you already probably guessed, since we are here together as a married couple now. Yeah, so we exchanged our numbers. Then we were messaging each other on WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
Then 1 month later, we had our meeting. Then not as friends anymore, but as a
Yeah.
couple. We had also our first trip to Krakow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like our first trip also with another friend. And yeah, we were traveling a bit sometimes, but we were already that time in long distance relationships. So what were the potential struggles and how was it going?
I mean, just we have to just text each other if you wanna see or something, and then when she comes from the work and when I come from the university, we talk, and otherwise there's like no time to spend together or anything. So yeah, that's one thing.
True. Mm. Yeah, however, I think we were really vibing well, even like being in long distance, because we were respecting like our boundaries, or that we wanted also have time for ourselves, or we need like he's studying veterinary medicine, right? Like he,
Mm-hmm.
he cannot be all day on phone with me. Like he also has to study. Like I mean, cooking food, right? When you live alone also
Mm-hmm.
takes quite a bit of time. You also have to go to university. I mean, there are also other things that everybody does, right, normally. And well, same for me because when we met, I was living in Germany. I also had a full-time job. I was going to office. I also had to, yeah, do grocery, cooking. So we were, well, frequently, well, we were mostly messaging each other. We would have some longer calls also every day, I mean, for a couple of minutes. However, we always respected that, okay, like he's probably busy because he's studying. Well, I was at work and I also have to do some things, yeah, for myself. So, yeah, so I think this is one of the most things that you guys need to take into account if you are in long distance relationship that yeah, like give some space for each other as well, cherish every single moment that you have together, but also yeah, give also a little bit of time for the other person too.
Yeah, and then you moved to Poland, you switched jobs, and then you moved to Poland.
Mm-hmm.
And she was living with her family at the time, and we were just like 2.5 hours far away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
go and see her through the intercity trains here in Poland, and she comes to my city, and that's what we were doing for a couple of months. And then actually, you we you came to me and we went to India together, right? After that
Mm-hmm.
only we moved in together. Is that what happened? I think so.
Yeah,
So
actually,
she
yeah.
came to India with me to see my family and everybody, which is also vlogged in our channel extensively. And
Yeah.
then we decided to move in together, and it was how different was it moving in together?
Well, first of all, we pushed a little bit moving in together so that I finished my driving license. That was our deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing, guys, is that like in Poland, it's probably not only in Poland, but it's easier to do your driving license and the exam to get it in a smaller city than in one of the biggest Polish cities, okay? So, well, the city where I lived with my parents, which is quite close to Germany, by the way, um, it's, well, not one of the biggest cities. It's like medium-sized city. So, yeah, we still had some traffic. It was easy enough to get the driving license. And once I got it, then we moved in together. And then we also waited for Raj, for him to finish his exams. And then we were looking, well, I was coming to Wrocław, the city where we currently live, yeah, for house visits, right, to look for our apartment. And luckily, the first or second apartment that we saw, we
Yeah.
liked it so much that we thought, hey, it's a great deal, let's take it.
Yeah, and then we moved in together, and then I got COVID in the first week, and then she couldn't come here because I was sick as a dog. And after like 10-15 days, you came, I think. I also tested negative, and then we moved in together, and we took a couple of trips for her to move all the stuff back to the new home. And yeah, and then we survived the close to like, I think like next month will be like 1 year anniversary of moving in
Oh,
together.
yeah.
And also after moving in together, in 6 months we got married. Once in India, and then in 2 months gap, once in Poland, Denmark, sorry, and then registered in Poland. So that's what we did. And maybe we can also talk about the wedding in Europe being recognized. That's another thing, right? Like generally, like international couples, when they marry, there is not like a straightforward system in every country. At least in Poland, in Germany, France, we know that it's almost close to impossible, or it takes months to year to get the approval from the government. Or in Poland's case, the court has to give you approval. So what we decided is we booked a slot in Denmark, where most international couple get married, and then we did it all by ourselves without any agency. We saved a lot of money, and then we went
True.
there with her family. They all came, and then we went to Denmark and we got married, and then we got the certificate on the same day. We got it apostilled, and then we got the certifications to and submitted in the Polish marriage office, and then we got the approval there as well in a matter of a month, I think, and then everything is done. So now the question is like, what was different when we moved in together? You thought, or from your side?
Yeah, exactly. So how was it when we moved together? I mean, of course, well, when you move in together, suddenly more arguments are happening, right? Because it's like you don't have this scenario that you are only visiting each other when both of you are ready. Because, well, when you are in long distance and you plan meetings, like in our case, it was still optimal, right? Since it was like 2 hours train journey, 2 to 3 hours train. But we always were planning, making sure that, oh, he doesn't have exams during that time, or that I'm also, well, not that much busy. So that way we're actually meeting like just like once a month, to be honest, when we're long distance, like maximum twice
Yeah.
a month. Yeah, and that time you're always ready, prepared. You know that you will spend all your day in Wrocław, maybe occasionally weekend, but then suddenly it's like, damn, you have to plan like your space together, like how to cook, like whether we cook separately or together. Also another
Oh
detail
yeah.
is like, yeah, that was actually not the most challenging thing for me or for us, but planning the space where we keep the spices, where we want to keep what, yeah, how to arrange the space, how to do the cleaning part also. Like these are like yeah, some small nuances that you come to conclusion that, yeah, you actually need to talk about those things.
Yeah, and
And then
also cooking part is like something that's like very, very different. She's from Poland and I'm from India. I like eating rice and she likes eating bread. So that's a
oh.
interesting thing as well. So it took a while for us to adjust and change each other for the better, kind of, or sometimes we respect each other's boundaries as well. Now we both have our own breakfast. Pretty much she makes
Mm-hmm.
my breakfast whenever I wake up, and then lunch we cook together, something Indian, exotic, Italian, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever country's dish, Mexican tacos and quesadillas and stuff. So we
Mm-hmm.
do all of those things. And then dinner time, sometimes we cook together, and most times we cook each other's meal separately. I eat something with rice or something, and
Mm-hmm.
she can
Yeah.
have mostly like a sandwich filled with, like, let's say tuna, or sometimes like pesto or some
Yeah.
kind of a
Mm-hmm.
uh, filling inside the sandwich, and she eats that. And sometimes she also gives me the sandwiches as well when I'm lazy or
Like
tired.
yesterday.
Yeah. So it's like it was not that different. I was more worried about the cooking part actually, other than any other thing personally, because it's like something you have to do 3 times a day, and things can go weird, all these things has to be like sorted out very initially, the initial time of living together. That's why it's like, I think like the 6 months of living together before the marriage and everything was really helpful. Now after getting married, it's same like the
Yeah.
last 6 months or so. So it's like everything is sorted, we know what we
Mm-hmm.
do. Now we are just enjoying cooking, doing different countries famous dishes and stuff. Now we are also growing our own plants like basil, cumin, sorry, the
Coriander, not cumin.
coriander and mint. So and in future we are planning to add other vegetables as well. Maybe cherry tomatoes is something I want to grow more.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's very fun to do those things though.
True, true. Yeah. But yeah, like just like he said, I mean, a lunch we will often eat together. Yeah, breakfast separately always rather. Unless I make masala chai with Rask. Then like both of like I always make it and he likes it because it's like so Indian at this point. Yeah, so
Mm.
then sometimes if I make for him, then I'm like, oh damn, I had breakfast, but why not at least
Mhm.
have half cup of masala chai for myself? It's like that. Yeah, dinners, yeah, it depends. So yeah, that's actually a good summary.
Yeah, and it's like pretty much we give each other the space.
Mhm.
She works in the bedroom and I work in the living room, so it's also like not always we are in each other's way.
Mhm.
So there's
True.
enough privacy. That's something like I mean, couples who are living in or
Mhm.
moving in together for the first time can adjust a bit. So these are things you
Mm.
guys need to keep take into
Yeah.
account, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a very valid point, right? That when you start living with your partner, yeah, it's actually very good to have a separate room, like to not live, like if it's possible, right? Like everybody has different possibilities, but if that's an option, it's good actually to have one separate room so that yeah, you don't disturb each other like by chance, especially that he sometimes works remotely, like he does things for his own company because he has a startup too apart from his studies. In my case, I work fully remotely. Sometimes I go, yeah, to visit my company, but it's quite rarely, so I work during this 8 hours times like in the bedroom. Then he actually sits here in the living room and he does his work.
Both have meetings and stuff, times when you need to be quiet and stuff without bothering each other. So
Mm-hmm.
these are things we are like very much adapted to each other and stuff. We respect those things because both of us are working, and we both are like almost like 30 years of age, so it's like the age also matters here, adds a little bit of maturity, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's also true, right?
Mm.
That we are not anymore in this age that we really want to party hard and
Mm.
yeah, that's true, right? Since when you are like a 20-year-old student,
Yeah, be
you're
too
yeah.
possessive and then yeah,
Mm,
want each other's time
mm.
more or something. So
I mean, of course, I'm not putting everybody, into like one category. There are, of course, some mature people around their 20s. Yeah, like his close friend Christian, he's like 23, but like you would not tell that
mm.
he's 23 years old. Actually,
Mm.
he's very mature for his age. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So that's it, guys.
Yeah,
See you.
exactly. That's it for this episode. We'll be well, in next episode we'll be talking about other things related to our
Mm-hmm.
relationship, like maybe some cultural differences.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dive more deeply into that. Thank you for watching and see you next time.